welcome. I hope people are enjoying this weather we've been having. I'm attempting to do another outside video. Wish me luck. Find a comfortable seat. Today we're going to be exploring a posture I haven't been doing because I don't have the blocks with me, but we're going to do it anyways. A half moon, and we'll be exploring it in different ways, and I'm excited. So get comfortable, and if you don't like kneeling, find crisscross or even come onto your backs. Do a little shrug of your shoulders as you inhale forward, up and back, and use this next maybe hour of just really allowing yourself to get a little bit more present and relaxed and at ease in your body and mind. Right? We use this practice almost as a tool for living well. Right? It's this nice prescription for living well, and I want you to enjoy it. So, welcome. Settle in, close the eyes just for a few breaths so we can feel ourselves moving from more of that transition. We live in a place of doing and improving and being productive to moving into a place where we're just kind of settling into the present moment. Okay? Allowing the mind to relax and decompress, allowing the physical body to release some physical tension it might be holding, and also to create a little bit more strength and expansiveness through the muscles of the body. Relaxing the palms, eyes are soft behind the closed lids. Feeling length in the spine from the base of the spine, right, which is right at the sits bones, all the way up through the crown, the top of the head. Can you feel yourself get a little taller as you breathe in? And as you exhale, allow yourself to just soften into your seat. Notice the shoulders relaxing, chest, the heart space relaxing, because it can. Arms rested down by your sides. Soft with the palms. No need to hold on to anything. A little bit more time just settling in. It's an art form to sit in meditation. Noticing that you can shift your attention from thinking to observing your breath. And right away, when we're asked to observe the breath, there might be an impulse to start to shift your breath, but you don't need to. Keep it simple. Just kind of acquaint yourself with the quality of it right now, with this breath coming in and this breath coming out. Really simple. Let it be a nice guide through your practice to keep you alert and present and here. One more breath in and exhale. Opening up the eyes. If you need to, you can recross the legs or shake the legs out in front of you if they feel a little stiff. Reach the arms up nice and high, reaching up. Go ahead and clasp the palms above you, soften the elbows, and then flip the palms up, reach up. And as you exhale, draw your palms forward, chin in towards chest, and hollow out your belly. So think about rounding the spine. And as you inhale, tilt the pelvis forward, lift through the chest, maybe look up, and as you exhale, start to round. Hollow the belly, chin in towards chest, press the palms a little bit more forward. Inhale, let yourself draw the hips forward. Navel in, ribs lift, chest rises, and as you exhale, start to round into this shape. Chin in towards chest, press the palms forward, hollow out the belly, breathe, reach up, inhale, and last time, exhale, catting the spine. Pause here, press the palms forward, chin in towards chest, belly hollows, and then releasing, coming back to neutral, palms right on the lap. Another shrug of the shoulders forward, up and back. Moving into all fours, tabletop posture. You might need padding, you can take that. See that your shoulders and wrists and your knees and hips are in the same plane. And then we'll start by lengthening out through that back right leg, tucking the toes. So take your time. You might see my dog Blue in and out of this video. He's a friendly dog. Take a nice breath in as you inhale, coming onto the tips of the toes. And as you exhale, press the heel back. Pull the belly and ribs in. Keep the gaze down towards the floor. And feel that broadness on the upper back. And then very slowly shift your weight to the left shin. Reach your right leg up just about hips height. So I want you to feel all 5 toes reaching long back behind you. Pausing here. So we're going to do warrior 3 later. So I want you to feel from your back right heel through the crown of your head all this length. And can you keep your 2 hip points face down towards the floor? Is your leg in line with your hip? Is your hip in line with your arm? Notice. Take one more breath in. As you exhale, bend the right knee and hug everything into a cat shape. Chin in towards chest, round, round, round. As you inhale, get really long. Press that heel back, gaze down towards the floor. And as you exhale, bend the knee, hollow out the belly, chin in towards chest, knee in towards chest. Inhale, nice and long. And exhale, bend the knee, hug everything in. Take your time, one more time, reaching out. And then release the shin back in. Wide each child's pose. Toes touch, knees wide. Hand heavy, and you release down. Softening the shoulders, relaxing through the back body. Pausing here, breathing in and breathing out. And starting to walk your hands over towards the right side of your mat. Start to walk them over, relax the head back down. Relax the chest and soften the left hip towards the heel. And then gently walk your hands back to center and over towards the left side for these little side stretches in child's pose. Nice and easy. Really feel that expansive quality through the right side of the rib cage. Soften through the neck and then come back to center. Pause and breathe. Rising up to all fours when you're ready. And we'll do the other side. So this time the left leg is coming back long, and start with tucking the toes and gentle rocking forward and back. Feel engagement through the inner left thigh. Pull the belly and ribs in, broaden through the upper back. Really strong structures to hold these shapes. Nice, beautiful full breath in through the nose and exhaling out of the nose. And then starting to shift that weight now to the right shin, you lift the left leg up just hip tight. All 5 of the toes face down towards the floor. Back of the neck long and relaxed, and holding this shape. So we're looking for, right, just alignment helps us stay very present, and it's not about perfection. It's really about just being curious about staying focused and at ease and grounded as we work. So shoulders, hips in line, heel in line, feeling all that length, and a lot of engagement. Core is involved, the back muscles. As you exhale, bend the left knee. Hug everything in like a cat. Chin in towards chest, knee in towards chest. Inhale, get really long. Keep your soft gaze down towards the floor. And as you exhale, bend the knee. Take your time, go really slow. Right, we build a lot of strength and endurance when we do that. Inhale, nice and long. Expand. And as you exhale, last time, bend the knee and catting the spine. So we're rounding the back, the head's releasing. Lengthen out, take your time, hold it for one more breath. And then quietly release the shin down. Walk your hips back towards your heels and walk your hands up for a moment. Coming into gates pose, Parigasana. So we're coming up onto our shins. You'll notice that your shoulders and your hips are aligned. Good. And then we're maintaining natural curvatures of the spine, just like Tadasana, mountain pose. You'll bring your right leg out towards the side. Now you can have all 5 toes down. You can lift the toes up. See what feels good. Good. Keeping that foot in line with the knee. Bringing your hands to heart center. And then reach your arms out in opposite directions. Good. Shrug the shoulders forward, up and back. Reach the arms up nice and high. Go ahead and soften the elbows, clasp the palms, flip them up towards the ceiling. Now try not to back bend. Just get nice and long through the flank, the torso. Ribs lifting out of the hips. Belly drawn in, back of the neck long. As you exhale, palm comes down towards the floor and arm reaches up and over. Nice and easy. Parigasana, the gate. Softening through the back of the neck. You could look up if you'd like to. Take a breath in. Complete the exhale. Reach the arm back up. Inhale. And as you exhale, arms come down by your sides. So moving into modified side plank. Bringing the palm down onto the floor under the shoulder. You could shift the back shin in a little bit, right? It's out there quite a bit for the pose we did before. Hand at the hips, stack your shoulders. For my friends who want to do a full side plank, go for it. Good. Now I want to start to shift a little bit into the front shin and palm, and see if you can lift this leg up. Good. So as you lift this leg up, you're really making a modified half moon variation. So here we are, hips in line with the foot. Engage through the inner right thigh. Good. Feel bronze across the chest. If you want, this arm comes up. So kind of feel this pose here. Rooting into the shin, back of the neck long. Take one more breath in. Complete the exhale. Release the palm down. Good. Root into the shin and palm and rise up nice and slow. Using the side body, palm comes down, arm sweeps up and over. And slowly coming back. We'll do the other side. So take your time. Remember, if you need padding these blankets underneath the knees, you should do that. Leg comes out towards the side. So notice that the foot has to be in line with that knee. It's important. And that we have the shoulders in line with the hips. Good. Bring your hands to heart center. Reach your arms out in opposite directions. Warrior two arms. We'll shrug the shoulders forward, up and back, and then reaching the arms up nice and high. We're going to soften the elbows, prayer, clasp the palms, and flip the palms up towards the ceiling. And here we hold. Belly and ribs are in, back of the neck is long. Palm comes down towards the leg, arm sweeps up and over for this side bend in Parigasana gates pose. So again, pull the belly in, feel the side body lengthening. Good. Feel the right shin rooted, back of the neck is long. Rise back up, inhale. Exhale, arms come down by your side, setting up for this modified side plank, bringing the palm down under the floor, right underneath the shoulder. Good. You could pitch it out just a little bit if that's feeling better in the body. Opening up the chest, stacking the hips, and then pausing here, right? And then start to shift some weight into the shin. You could pitch it in a little bit, and the palm, and maybe lift this back leg up. It's gonna come up, if you'd like, try to get hips height so that it's in line, the back foot's in line with the hip. Broad across the chest. You can look up if that feels good. Breathing in and breathing out. And slowly, slowly release, pause. Root down to the shin and palm on the floor. Slowly rise back up. Palm comes down towards the leg. Arm sweeps up and over. And slowly coming back. Nice and easy. Good. And then bringing the shins back in. Take your time. We'll move into a downward facing dog. Feel free to take a little child's pose if you need to. Bring the palms a little bit more in front of the shoulders, tuck the toes. Lift the knees, you might hover, broad in the upper back. Use a little bit of shoulder strength here. It's kind of fun to hover. I'm gonna hover for another breath in and out, and then start to shift the hips up and back. Start to press the chest towards the thighs, and if you need to, lengthen out through the legs. Keep pressing the heels down towards the mat. Keep pressing the sticky mat into the floor so the chest releases towards the thighs. Relax through the back of the neck. Pull the belly and ribs in. Take a nice deep breath in and deep breath out. As many steps as you need now to start to walk to the front of your mat. So come onto the tips of your toes and start to walk forward. As you walk forward into forward bend, settle in. Keep the feet about hips width apart. Soften through the backs of the knees and release the torso, arms, and head down. Relaxing through the back of the neck, drawing the head softly from side to side. And then nice and slow and controlled, right, with that nice grounding in the feet, legs nice and strong. Draw the navel and slowly, slowly start to come up to stand. As you come up to stand and become vertical, roll those shoulders a little bit in one direction and the other. Get your head, back of the neck long and relaxed. Bring the arms up towards the ceiling, inhale, or the sky if you're outside with me. And then pause. Reach the palms up a little bit higher, hug up your inner thighs, and broaden through the back of the neck. As you exhale, nice open arms, forward bend into the legs. Release head, neck, and shoulders. Come up halfway when you're ready. Hips draw back, broad across the chest. Find warrior two arms for me and see what that feels like for the upper back muscles. Relax through the gaze, breathe, crown forward, hips back, and as you exhale, release back down. Soften. As you inhale, rise all the way back up. Big breath in as you inhale, lifting through the sternum. Exhale, hands come to heart center in prayer. Prayer rises you right back up, Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute. Pause, breathe, and as you exhale, broaden the chest, open arms as you forward bend into the legs. Soften head, neck, and shoulders. Come up halfway, take your time. Inner thighs engaging, engage through the belly and ribs, and broaden the chest. Exhale, release back down. Planting both palms and bending the knees, let's lunge our left leg long back behind us. So your left leg, you'll lunge it back behind you. Take a nice sweet pause here, and then release the back shin down towards the floor. Start to walk your hands up towards the front thigh. Hands can both come here. You can gently rock forward and back so you're softening down this left thigh down towards the floor. Take a blanket if you need to. Pausing, find a sweet spot to settle into. Good. And then bring your hands to heart center. Reach your arms out in opposite directions. Warrior two, arms, flip the palms up and reach the arms up nice and high. Go ahead and cactus the arms, opening up through the chest, elbows draw down and in, and then reach your arms back up. Take a hold of your left wrist, lengthen through the left side of the waist, and as you exhale, you reach towards the right a little bit. You always release your right palm down towards the hip. Continue, if you can, to engage through the back hamstring and glute to support the stretch on the left thigh. Rising back up, inhale, look up a little bit. As you exhale, both hands come down, framing either side of the front foot. Left palm right underneath the left shoulder, right thumb to hip crease. We look forward as we inhale, and as you exhale, turning open towards the right. If you'd like, you can either soften the left hip down, or you can curl the back toes and lift the back knee. Arm is welcome to sweep up towards the ceiling or the sky. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, look down towards the floor, rounding the top shoulder. Pause, find a nice long lunge, really opening up through the chest a little bit, pressing the heel back, and as you exhale, start to straighten out and extend that front leg, walking your hands gently back behind you. Relax your head and chest down, and just let yourself really fold into this. Notice what you feel through the back of that right leg and hip, and then simply rebend through that front knee. Planting your palms fully, we come back to downward facing dog. If you need to come back through tabletop, do that by releasing the back shin down and then the right shins to meet it. As you're back in down dog, pausing here, breathing in and breathing out. You're moving through a vinyasa, coming forward, finding your high plank, lowering down on your exhalation. Chest comes down and forward, elbows hug in. Baby cobra, maybe a bigger back bend if you're ready for it. Elbows hug in, shoulders are away from the ears. Tack down all 10 toes and hold the shape. They're meant to be held in the body. As you exhale, curl the toes, soften the hips towards the heels, and rise back up, nice and easy and controlled. Breathing in and breathing out. And slowly taking a nice walk to the front of the mat, nice and easy. Soften head, neck, and shoulders. Rise up to stand, inhale. And as you exhale, hands come to heart center in prayer. Other side, reach the arms up nice and high. Reach, reach, reach. Navel in towards spine, broad chest, and strong legs take you down with a lot of control. Coming up halfway when you're ready, Ardha Uttanasana. Feel that length from hip creases through shoulders, and as you exhale, release back down. This time the right leg's coming back behind us. Take your time. You have the left foot forward, right leg back. Good. And then very quietly release that back shin down towards the floor. Untuck the toes. Walk your hands up towards the thigh. If you're a little unbalanced, just bring the left foot out a little bit. Hands on the thigh. Just gently draw this right thigh down towards the floor a few times. Noticing how this hip flexor quad stretch feels. If you've been walking, biking a lot, they're usually pretty tight. Good. Pause. Engage to the hamstring and glute of the back leg. Bring your hands to heart center. Warrior two arm. Big sweep of the arms. Flip the palms up and rise up. Go ahead and practice your arms, opening up the chest. Elbows down and in. Reach your arms back up. Take a hold of your right wrist and lengthen through the right side body and side bend towards the left. Remember, the palm can always come down towards the thigh. You're still adding on that lateral stretch. Coming back up, reach up. As you exhale, hands come back down to frame the front foot. Good. Now the dog isn't bothering me on this side. Plant the right palm down underneath the left. Left thumb to hip crease. Look forward as you inhale. And as you exhale, start to turn open towards your left. So you can either drop that right thigh down a little bit to get that nice stretch, or you could curl the back toes and lift the back. And you could try a breath in one and then the other. Arm can float up. Good. Looking over towards the side or a little bit up towards the sky. Firm up the palm on the floor a little bit more. And as you exhale, round the top shoulder, palm comes down. Look forward. I want you to get that length. Draw that left hip back. Pull the belly in. And then as you exhale, start to extend and straighten through that left leg. Keep your high up on that back right heel. You release the head and chest down, and there's more of a rounding of the spine. Notice what this feels to the back, left leg, and hip. Rebend through the front knee. Pause. Your way back, either through tabletop posture or downward facing dog. Take your time. You're moving through, inhale forward, pause, hold, lower down. So try to make your vinyasa, your flow through if you're moving, slow. And notice how much more kind of muscular strength it requires when you hold them rather than move through them a little bit more swiftly, right? So these back bends are strengthening the upper back, your arms. Exhale nice and slow. Rise it back up, down dog. Taking rest when you need to, of course, breathing in and breathing out. Relaxing the hips, relaxing the shins down, and softening into child's pose. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Rising back up all fours. Cat and cow the spine once. Nice open back bend here. Tailbone lifts, chest draws forward. And exhale, round, round, round. From tailbone through crown. Coming back nice and easy. Tuck the toes. Lift the knees. Maybe you hover them a little bit as you start to kind of create this buoyancy in the knees. And then press the hips up and back. Chest towards the thighs. And straightening out the legs if you need to. Easy breath in. And easy breath out. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Starting to walk to the front of the mat, nice and easy. Soften head, neck, and shoulders. Rise up to stand, inhale. And as you exhale, hands come to heart center. Releasing your palms by your sides, arms by your sides, opening up towards a nice big straddle. When you find your straddle, find yourself settling the shoulders over the hips. And start to pivot your front toes towards the front of the mat, all 5 of them. Good. Back, the front heel is in line, either with the arch or the back of the back heel, and pivot your back toes in just a little bit. I just drew them in so the outer edge of that back heel is nice and rooted. Firm up your thighs, tall, long spine, hands at the waist, bring a nice bend to that front knee. Good. Sitting those hips down, getting that inner thigh stretch, reaching your arms out in opposite directions, and settling into warrior 2. Notice that that front knee tends to sickle in. See if you can draw it out towards the outer edge of your pinky toe. And then start to extend straighten through the front leg, top arm up and back. Lift through the side of the waist. Feel that opening through the rib and hip. Come back into warrior 2. Pausing. And then peaceful warrior. We'll keep the legs as they are. Torso reaches up, forward, and back. Palm reaching back behind you. Gaze a little bit upward if that feels good. And go ahead again and start to extend and straighten this front leg. Pause. And bend, nice and easy. And then start to reach forward. As you reach forward, pause. Pause and get length from the hip crease through the fingerprints. Firm up your back thigh and firm up that heel into the floor. And then softly rest the forearm on the thigh. You could bring the hand inside the front foot if you want to. Keep this top hip closed, but rather turn the chest up a little bit. Gaze up towards the sky or ceiling.Maybe you're outside with me and the arm can come up. Good. Pausing here, breathing in and breathing out. Feel free to reach your arm up and over. Extended side angle, Utthita Parsvakonasana. Pausing here. And slow, slow, slow. Let's start to play with extending the front leg, straightening the front leg. Either bringing the hand up a little bit higher and opening up the chest a little bit more. Triangle pose. Firm up that back thigh, open up, and then hand to the waist, to back hip. Start to bend through this front knee. Take your time. Heel toe the back foot in. Now, I want us to get ready for half moon pose. The forearms going to soften down towards the thigh. Keep bringing the back foot in a little bit more. And then you're going to bring your right hand. If you have a block, take a block. I don't have one, so you'll notice my pose will look a little different without the block. Hand right outside the outer edge, a foot from your right side, right outer edge of your pinky toe, or your left rather. And then start to bring your weight into the front foot. Keep the knee bent for a moment and start to lift the back leg up. Once you do this, I want you to be able to see me. Once you do this, I want you to start to feel yourself stack your hip on top of the bottom hip, stack your shoulders, keep your crown reaching forward, back toes reaching towards the sidewall. Breathe. As you exhale, slowly look down towards the floor, round the top shoulder, close off this hip, and bring the feet down towards the floor. Soften the feet, soften the head, soften the shoulders. As you inhale, rise up nice and tall, inhale. And as you exhale, hands come to heart center in prayer. Pausing, arms down by your sides. Good. Let's take a nice breath in, inhale. And as you exhale, sit back in the chair pose. Swing the arms back behind you and then reach them up nice and tall. If it's too much, bring your hands to heart center. Hips sit back and down, belly and ribs draw in. Gaze is soft and relaxed. Breath is full. Root the feet down a little bit more. Stand up nice and tall. And as you exhale, arms down by your sides. We breathe in. We breathe out. Sitting back, bend the knees. Sweep the arms back behind you. And reach them up. Sitting and building your chair pose, your second chair for today. But imagine a block in between the thighs. Hug up the inner thighs. Press those hips back. Broaden through the chest. Root the heels down. Rise up tall. And as you exhale, arms float down by your sides. Breathe. Inhaling. Exhaling. Sit back. Chair pose. Bend the knees. Hips it back and broaden through the chest. Reaching up nice and tall. Relax your cheekbones. The face does not need to work. The breath is fully in control. Arms rise up, legs straighten. We reach up, and as you exhale, arms come down by your sides. Really nice. We open up towards that wide straddle. We have another side to do. So finding your wide straddle on the other side, shoulders and hips stacked. Looking back at your back foot, right? You're going to start to pivot all 5 toes towards the back. Front heel matches the back arch or heel of the back foot. Bring your back toes in a little bit. Firm up your inner thighs, stand tall, and then start to bring your bend, a nice strong bend through that back knee. Take your time, good. Bring your hands to heart center, reach your arms out, building Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Settling your gaze, if it's comfortable, over those front fingerprints of the bent knee. Settling in, one more breath in, and one more breath out. Start to straighten, extend that front leg, top arm up and back. Reach, reach, reach with the fingerprints. Root down the big toe out of the front foot. Feel that opening through the side body and just simply rebend. Good. We keep going. Peaceful warrior. Torso and arm reach forward, up and back. So that beautiful C-shaped curve through this right side body. Pausing here. And then extend one more time just to get all this length through right side body. And as you rebend, we lean forward. There's a lot of core strength through this flank, through the side body. And we kind of pause, we hover, right? It's like a serving tray. Firm up that back leg, and then very gently place the forearm down. Notice that we're pressing the forearm into the thigh, so the shoulder and the ear stay away from one another. Keep the top hip closed. You might be able to turn open the chest a little bit, see what's willing to happen, right? Arm comes up, so be very curious when you build these shapes, right? They're not supposed to look a certain way. Arm comes up and over. You can't get yoga wrong. It's an experience, right? And then slowly, let's play with extending and straightening this front leg, moving into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Arm can reach back a little bit more. Firm up your back thigh. If it's not comfortable to look up, don't look up. Slowly, slowly coming back. Rebending. And then starting to move into half moon pose. So the forearm's coming onto the thigh. Hand stays at the hip. Now bring your back toes in quite a bit so you can bear all your weight into the front standing leg. You're going to bring your hand outside the outer edge of your pinky toe of the front foot, about a foot diagonally from it. It's important that it's placed there. It's very helpful. And as you shift your weight into this front leg, keeping the knee bent for a while, you're going to start to lift up through that back leg. And as you do that, the hips might stack, the shoulders might stack, the crown reaches forward, firm up that back leg. And then very quietly, you might reach the arm up. I should really have a block, and I wish you could see my full face. As you exhale, look down, round the top shoulder, close off that hip, soften both knees, and place the feet down. So now you're at the back of your mat. Soften head, neck, and shoulders, knees. Rise up to stand, sweep the arms up nice and high, reach up, rise up. And as you exhale, hands come to heart center. Pausing and breathing, but appreciating all of your efforts. Arms rise back up, inhale. Soften the elbows, clasp the palms, reach them up, get long. Maybe you lift through the hip points forward a little bit, draw the ribs up and the sternum up, a little mild back bend. And as you exhale, forward bend into the legs. Release head, neck, and shoulders. Coming up halfway when you're ready, inhale. And exhale, release back down. You rise up to stand, rise up, inhale. And exhale, arms come down by your sides. Coming into a wide straddle one last time. Opening up the legs, good. Toes come out, heels in, 5-point star, reach the arms up. Spread through the fingers, hug up the inner thighs. Maybe look up as you exhale, sit into your squat pose. Pause, bring your hands onto your thighs, and then just gently, you can bring your thumbs right at the hip creases and just gently rock from side to side for a moment. Letting your shoulders stack right on top of your hips, feeling the broadness across the chest, softness through the neck. Good. Cactus the arms, pausing. Cross the arms, reach the arms up, legs straighten, inhale. And as you exhale, arms come down by your sides. Pausing and breathing. Sweep the arms up high, 5-point star. And exhale, bending the knees. Noticing that the crown, right, reaches up. Tailbone descends down. We maintain natural curvatures of the spine like mountain pose. Little play now with the torso, creating a little bit more strength through side body. We can rest our form onto the thigh a little bit. We can reach the arm up if that feels good. Arm can also come up and over, a little lateral stretch, breathing in and breathing out, coming back. Stay. If you need to straighten the legs for a moment, you can, right? Forearm comes down. Soften and broaden through the chest. Maybe open up the arms. Spread through the fingers. You can bring the top arm up and over, kind of reminiscent of side angle. Slowly come back. Extend and straighten the legs, cross the arms, sweep up. And as you exhale, arms come down by your sides. Start to heel toe the feet in enough so that you can start to look over at the front of your mat and bring the back foot forward. Resting here, hands across center, close the eyes for a moment, breathing in and breathing out. Sweep the arms up nice and high, Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute. And as you exhale all the way down, folding into forward bend. Coming up halfway when you're ready, and as you exhale, release back down. Planting the palms and bending the knees. Let's step our right leg long back behind us now. And set it up for a moment, pausing. We're going to add another twist in today. So either the back shin down if you need to, or keep the back foot lifted, the back knee lifted. Palm comes down towards the floor, left thumb to hip crease, look forward. And as you exhale, start to come into another twist again. And you can open up and release that arm up towards the ceiling if that feels good. If it's too much to look up, just be more conservative and just look towards the side. As you exhale, look down towards the floor, pause. We're going to come up for a high lunge, so you might bring the back toes in a little bit, and you can start to slowly come up. If you need to bring the hand to the thigh, take your time. If you feel unsteady, bring the left foot out towards the side a little bit more. So as that left shin's reaching forward, you're high up on that back heel, right? Your shoulders and hips are in the same plane. You got all that length through the spine. Bringing your hands to heart center in prayer. Pausing and breathing. Sweep the arms up nice and high, inhale. And exhale, hands come to heart center. And sweep the arms back behind you. And sweep them back up, inhale. And as you exhale, hands come back to heart center. Starting, bring your hands down towards the floor, pause. And then let's see if we can start to come into a supported warrior 3. So we're going to start to extend and straighten this front leg as the back leg starts to come up. Walk your hands, mine are on the tip to the fingers, so that your shoulders are in line with your wrist. And if you're comfortable, you can start to walk your hands up towards the thigh and get yourself nice and long, okay? Bring your hands to your hips. Get length from your crown of your head through your back heel. Good. And any arm variation that feels good in your body. Now remember, those two hands can come down onto the floor. You just won't have as much lift through the chest. But it's the same pose. Good. Take one more breath in wherever you are. And as you exhale, softly bend the front knee, hands come down. Bring yourself back into a lunge pose. Pause. Plant the palms fully. Front leg comes back, downward facing dog. Relax the back of the neck. If you want to add a vinyasa in, you can. You can come forward into a plank. Lowering down when you're ready. Keep those elbows hugged in towards the sides. Finding cobra pose or maybe up dog. I'm doing cobra pose. Tack down the toes, elbows hug in, broaden the chest. And exhale nice and slow. Shift your weight back into your heels and then lift up and down. Nice easy walk to the front of the mat. Take your time. Soften head, neck, and shoulders. Rise up, sweep it up and cool. And as you exhale, hands come to heart center. Rise it back up, inhale. Exhale all the way down with a controlling grace. You fold. Come up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, hands to shins or thighs. Get long, and exhale, release back down. This time, planting the palms and bending the knees. We're lunging that left leg long back behind us. And we're going to start just with that twist. Remember, the back shin can come down. I'll show it with down on this side, or it can stay lifted. Left palm under the shoulder. Right thumb comes right to that hook of that right hip crease. Look forward as you inhale. And as you exhale, the navel draws in. You turn the chest towards the right. So the spine is twisting. The arm can float up if you'd like it to. You can soften through this left thigh. You can curl the back toes and lift the back knee. Hug up your inner thighs if the back leg is lifted. Don't feel like you need to look up. That's cranking the neck out. So you exhale, round the top shoulder. Palm comes down. We're moving into high lunge. So bring the back toes in enough, right? So that when you come up, you're really using engagement of the inner thighs, right? This adduction, like you have a block in between them. Get yourself sturdy. You can always keep your hands at your waist. No need to even use the arms like we did on the other side. If you need to bring the back right toes out just a little bit. Find yourself nice and sturdy and strong here. Breathing in and breathing out. Right? Adding on to the arms, right? If you like to, you reach up like Urdhva Hastasana. And as you exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Sweep the arms up, inhale. And exhale. Swing the arms back behind you, inhale. And exhale. Hands come to heart center, pausing. This is when we're kind of moving slowly into warrior three. Now I'm starting with supported. You could always go right into it if you wanted to. Hands come down towards the floor, underneath your shoulders. And as you bring your weight into the front foot, you bring the back leg up. Walk your hands a little bit more forward. And you want to see if you can get your left hip to stay closed and all 5 of your toes of the back foot face down towards the floor. And then once you're there, right, you're looking for length from your hip creases through your tops of your shoulders. And if you want to, you can start to walk up and get up a little bit higher. Right, it's a little bit more work. Hands can come to heart center. Crown forward, heel back. Not easy. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Any arm variation, that feels good. Remember, this is the same pose, right, with the hands down on the floor. If you have blocks, that's great. You're still working that shape. And then wherever you are, you'll gently soften the front knee. Plant the palms down. Lunge the back leg long back behind you. So reset your lunge if you need to. Plant the palms fully. The right leg comes back to down dog. Take a flow if you need it. If you don't want to take a flow, don't take it. See what kind of day it is for you. We'll all find ourselves moving into child's pose after this. Once you're down in child's pose, take one more nice breath in. Release the breath out. Gently walking your hands up towards your thighs. And we'll come onto our backs. Take your time. There's no specific way to come there. Good. Appreciating all of your efforts in those shapes today. So coming onto your back, taking a nice full body stretch once you arrive. So once you get into that nice full body stretch, just find that expansive quality through the arms and legs. Hug both knees in towards the chest and just gently rock from side to side. Feel the back of the head really supported by the floor. You really want the muscles of the back of the neck, the shoulders, those traps to just soften, right? They get really tense, particularly in this kind of climate these days. And this is the opportunity to really decompress. Bringing the feet down onto the floor. Bridging, right? Bridging pose to strengthen the back body. So if you want, you could always take a block underneath the hips, come into something more restorative, right? Or you can stay a little bit more active with me. So just keep the feet about hips width apart. Take a nice belly breath in as you inhale. As you exhale, shift your hips back. So you take that little curve out of the low back, and then you lift the hips up. The low back and the mid back lift up. So your two hip points, you want them to lift up. You could snug your shoulders towards one another a little bit more if that feels good. Keep your chin in line with your sternum, with your chest. Feel the backs of the legs start to firm up and respond to holding this beautiful bridge shape, right? Strengthening the muscles of the back, the glutes, the backs of the legs, the hamstrings. Firm up your heels, breathe. And coming down whenever you're ready. Unsnug those shoulders, release the mid back down. The low back comes down and the hips soften towards the floor. We're doing two more. For my avid friends who like wheel, you're welcome to do that at home. I'm just not instructing it. Let's take a nice breath in, inhale. Exhale, start to tilt the hips back, pelvis back, getting that curve out the low back, and then the hips lift up. The low back and the mid back. Shoulders can hug up a little bit in towards one another, pausing. And if you've done these so many times, you know, I get curious about holding these shapes and how we can stay stable and strong. You could always shift your weight into the left foot and reach your right leg up. Let's see if you can lift it up. And are we still sinking now into those hips? Can you keep them elevated? Releasing, bending the knee, placing the foot down. Lift those hips back up. Bring some weight into the right foot. Lift the left leg up. Sole the foot up towards the ceiling, and then continue to feel that lift. It totally changes the shape. Bend the knee, place the foot down, hip points up, inhale, and then slowly let the mid back, low backs, and hips come to the floor. Pause, breathe. Take one more breath in. As you exhale, hips draw back as you lift up for your last bridge pose. When you're ready for rest, just take rest. Snug the shoulders in. Firm up the inner thighs, press into the heels. Relax your cheekbones and eyes. Relax through the back of the neck. And then slowly we undo. Right, nice and slow and controlled. We come down and we pause. Resting the hands on the belly, bringing the feet out to the width of the mat. Let the knees come to touch. Take a nice breath in. Exhale it out. Coming into happy baby, bending the knees. And feet out. Feet are flexed and the knees draw out wide towards the sides of your waist and then up towards the sky or ceiling. Right, you're welcome to take a hold of whatever is available for you. Try not to lift up the head and chest, right? A little rocking from side to side. Little circles around the sacrum. Create a little space in the low back. Make it a happy baby. Don't struggle to have your feet if you're struggling, right? You want the breath to be controlled and relaxed. Head relaxed, shoulders relaxed. Coming back, bringing the feet down onto the floor. Good. Placing the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Draw that right shin forward. Rock from one side. And then over towards the other side. Take a moment, left knee hugs in towards the chest. Keeping both feet flexed. Keep that left knee drawing in towards the chest, right shin away. We'll do little circles here around the low back and sacrum. It feels really nice. Resting the shoulders, back of the head, just friendly reminders about keeping softness, suppleness to all the strength that we're building. It's a really balanced approach to living, to breathing, to moving. Bringing the foot back down for a moment, releasing the foot. Good. Other side, left on top of right. Good. So notice how that left knee's drawing forward. Feet are flexed, right thigh can come in. And of course, you can take hands behind the thigh. I just like to keep the upper body out of it. You could use muscular energy to hold the shape. And any kind of rocking that might feel nice for the low back and for the hips. If you've been at home sitting a lot, working at your desk, right, this is usually a really, really nice pose to always kind of incorporate into your weekly routine. Give yourself a little release. Bringing the feet down onto the floor. Good. Legs out long, arms reach back behind you. Inhale. As you exhale, hug both knees in towards the chest. Reaching the legs up towards the ceiling, point the toes, arms reach back behind you. As you exhale, hug the knees in towards chest, maybe hug up like a little ball. Reach the arms back, Legs up, point and flex the feet. Your legs don't have to be that straight. They could be like this, with knees in towards chest. You could hug everything in if that feels good. Last time, reach back, inhale, point and flex, and exhale. Releasing everything now, softening the back of the neck, releasing the legs long. Arms settle down by your sides. You're welcome to pause this video. As you've noticed, the the lawnmowers have begun. It's never perfect, right? Perfectly imperfect. Resting the physical body into the mat. Breath relaxed. Mind at ease. And gently, slowly coming back. Hugging the knees in towards the chest. Rocking from side to side, head softening from side to side. And drawing the knees over to one side. Pause if you can, and then slowly, slowly come up to a comfortable seat. When you come into your seat, just find yourself taking that moment. It's really important to find that moment to just appreciate your efforts and arriving, and the discipline of yoga, and how it can benefit each and every one of us. Take whatever it is, that all that goodness that you enjoyed and cultivated, and take it with you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be well and happy. Hands come to heart center. Pausing, breathing. Slowing down, enjoying the slowness. Thumbs rise up towards your third eye center. Namaste.